This person is a cop who saw some sort of like weird cryptid or interdimensional being on a call one night and it was like chasing his car. You got to hear this.
All right, it's Halloween. I'm going to tell you a story. In 21 years of law enforcement, I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of very strange things I've seen personally, the stories that I've heard, people I've talked to. We see a lot of very strange stuff, borderline paranormal and beyond. So I'm going to tell you a story today. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. So here we go. All right. It was 2007. I remember that because the Bears were playing in the Super Bowl and big Bears fan. So I was trying to listen to the game and then we got a call. It was toward the end of the game, so it was toward the later in the evening. We got a call way out in the sticks. Now, our police in a normally relatively big city, but this was way out in the sticks, a place I'd never been before. So I go out there, and it's way off in the back, in the cut, in the sticks. We go out there. It's pitch black out there, and we get to this ranch-style house, and it's got a little porch light on the side. And in the back, behind the house, is a dark greenish colored barn. So, okay, we get there. My partner and I get there, and I can't remember who went out there with me. It was 2007. So we get there, we talk, and everything is cool. And so the partner says, okay, cool, everything's good. I'm gonna go ahead and go. He left, but I'm trying to watch the game, right? Because he's at the game on the TV. So I'm watching the game, I'm listening to him. I'm watching the game, I'm listening to him. You know, the Bears are screwing up, typical Bears. But anyway, so he says things like, you know, every time she comes here, she brings that evil with her. This was a domestic situation, if I didn't say that before. And so he said, every time she come here, she brings that evil with her. She's an evil, dark woman. She's into some dark stuff. And he's saying all of this stuff, and I'm half listening because I'm trying to watch the game and listen to him. I'm like, yes, sir. Dark stuff. Right. So he finally says, okay, cool. You know, be safe. You know, I was like, okay, have a good night. Everything's good. You need anything else, call us. I walk outside to go get in my car. When I walk outside, I see something walk from the barn to the back of the house. And keep in mind, he's got that porch light, and that's like the only thing that's illuminating anything around there because it's so dark. I could hear it, and it sounded massive, and it's walking behind, so I could vaguely see it, and it looked like a very huge horse. But it wasn't a horse. If I could describe it, the silhouette was like the smaller part, the back part of the animal was like shorter, and the front part of the animal was much taller. And the front part of the animal like kind of looked muscular, and it had a really smooth, streamlined snout. And so I said, that's definitely not a horse. So I'm thinking it might be a moose, but there are no moose here. So I said, it's not a moose, it's not a horse. Wait, what is that? Whatever it was, I'm from Chicago. We don't deal with stuff like that, okay? So I'm like, look, I'm going to go and get in my car, and I noped out, right? So I got in the car, and as I cut the lights on to the car so it illuminated back there, I could see it a little bit better. And as it was peeking its head from behind the ranch-style house, I could see it had a really smooth snout like a Doberman Pinscher. And I said, that's really strange, but I wasn't thinking anything paranormal. I'm thinking, I don't know what they got going on back in the backwoods, but I don't want to be any part of it. So, I thought it reverse. I go back. As I'm backing out, now it's coming from behind the house, and I could see it really good. Again, really tall in the front, kind of smaller in the back, and kind of muscular built in the front, and with that snout, almost like the Egyptian Anubis, like that animal. That's what it would put you in the mind of, that face. So anyway, so I backed up, I don't want any parts of this. So I leave. I'm going about, let's say 40, 45 miles an hour. And this thing is galloping behind me, not like getting it. It's just kind of galloping behind me. It's keeping up. And I know most animals top out at about 30, 35 miles an hour, unless you're a cheetah. But this thing was keeping up. So keep in mind, it's so dark. I have the floodlights on, I have the takedowns on, I have the high beams on, and I have the spotlight on. So, it's really dark back there. But this thing is keeping up, so I turn on the blue lights. When I turn on the blue lights, I could see it a lot better through my rear view. When I looked back there, it was like, again, the face of like a Doberman Pinscher, and it had like long, thick hair. It wasn't like a mane for a horse. It was like in its face, and it's like long, thick hair. And this is galloping behind me. So now at this point, I'm still not thinking anything paranormal. It's just weird to me. So I pick up the pace. I said, I know there's a road up here. When I hit that road, I'm out. So I hit the road. I make that right. I almost hit it like Tron. I hit that right. And this thing comes, and when it gets on the road, I hit to about 65, 70 miles an hour. This thing is catching up to me. And I said, the only animal I know that's that fast is a cheetah. This thing is catching up to me. And I said, I know once I hit this other turn here, I can really open it up. So I drove down there. I hit the left. And when I hit the left like really hard. And lights, everything's going. I hit the left really hard. This animal came, and as it was trying to turn, it tumbled. But it didn't tumble like the normal way. You know how like an animal would tumble, an animal that size would take a long time to get back up on its feet and get back into the race. This thing tumbled and tumbled and tumbled and reanimated like almost like it was strange. Almost like a motorcycle or something. I know that doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to describe it as best the way it reanimated and got back into the fight, into the race. It was like, it wasn't an animal. So it gets back in, and now it seems like it's gaining on me, and I'm putting the pedal to the metal now because I'm looking in the rear view. I'm looking in the rear view. And as I got to a certain point, it starts slowing down. And I guess maybe it said to itself, I'm not going to catch this. I'm not going to catch this officer. I'm not going to catch this car, whatever. And it starts slowing down. So now as I'm gaining ground on it and I'm looking in the rear view, it's about maybe 80 to 100 yards behind me, but I could still kind of see it. As it's running and running and running and running, it looks like it stands up. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I thought I saw. It looked like it stood up. It looked like it was running like a human. And it's like stopped and it stood there. And as it was standing there, as I'm looking, because I keep in mind, I'm trying to look at the road, look at this because I don't want to wreck out. So as I looked one more time, it looked like it was standing there, and it looked like the silhouette of a woman. All black. Like it had no features. It was just all black with that long hair. It was just standing like a very tall, muscular woman. And it didn't dawn on me until, I don't know if I'm slow or what, but it didn't dawn on me till years later that when he said she brings that evil with her and she's into very dark things, that this could very well be something paranormal. So that's my story. Let me know if you want to hear more stories like this. I'm telling you, in 21 years of law enforcement, I have seen some very strange things. All right. So with that said, I'm B Boat. You've been briefed. Happy Halloween.